female nature.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he told me that he knows how this whole thing is gonna like crash and come down. And it's like for all the alphas, like we've already tapped out. Like we're already doing a thing right now. Like we're trying to conserve our resources and stay straight.
Yep.
But these it's gonna collapse when the beta males have had enough. I don't know what are your feelings about that?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I really don't know if I have an answer, because from what I'm noticing, there still seems to be a large surplus of beta males being born every day, and they're not really sorry, they're not really catching on, because they're getting married so young. Like, I was at a job, man, these last couple days, and there was dudes who were like 23, 24. I'm 22. I'll be 23 next month, right? So there were dudes who were like 23, 24, and they are married and have like newborn children. And they're like, "What's up, bro? How many kids do you have? Are you married?" I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, nah, bro. I'm like 22. Why the fuck would I be married and have kids?" They're like, "Yeah, bro, I'm married." And so I asked one of the dudes, I'm like, "Yo, man, aren't you like afraid of getting divorce raped? Like, the divorce laws are against men, and like you'd be fucked, right?" He's like, "Man, I don't even."
You're gonna get divorce raped.
He's like, "Man, I don't even think about divorce, man. I stay positive. I don't even think about that. I just be like, move forward." I'm like, "Oh God." I'm like, "Holy shit." Like, there's plenty of stupid guys out there I'm starting to see, and I think they're gonna keep this shit going for a good long fucking time, man. I don't think
I mean, like, and what you say is like so on point. But I know I got this feeling, like, especially when I talked to my homeboy this morning. He says, like, look, if you can convince the beta males that your plan is better than what the queen bee is offering, then you can make it collapse. But basically, it's like there's nothing that we can do at this point, because they uphold the society. They're the net taxpayers. Like, they are going to, like you said, you got these blue pill manginas out here who continue to get married, even though they see their buddies going down, the rabbit hole of divorce court and all this divorce rape. It's like, why do you not learn? Why you keep watching?
You know what I'm going to do, bro? You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to use food as an example, because for some reason, food seems to fucking work. Most of you MGTOW guys listening in my chat right now, you still eat food that's most likely going to give you cancer at some point in your life. But you're not going to listen to me when I tell you this food is going to give you cancer. It's going to take you actually getting cancer to stop eating that food. It's the same thing with these dudes who want to get married. They will not learn until at least the first divorce. Some of them, it might take 2 divorces. So when you look at them all confused, that's the same way I look at you guys confused, who are like drinking shitloads of beer and doing cocaine and eating like fucking steak every night, thinking you're not going to get cancer. You're going to get fucking cancer eventually. That's the same way. So it's just, they haven't, a lot of people learn by getting burned, right? So maybe we were blessed enough.
People don't change until the pain kicks in.
Exactly. And some people, it takes a little bit of heartburn. Some people, it takes full-blown cancer. Most beta males, it takes divorce, which is like full-blown cancer. So that's one way you can look at it, man. That's one way you can look at it,
Right.
Food always works.
That's what's up, man.
Definitely, man. You have any other questions?
No, that's it, man. You nailed it, bro. I appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate the call, man. Oh, I'm going in tonight. Yo, you guys don't even believe me when I talk about that I'm going to be curing AIDS and cancer. I swear to God, dude, I'm on the verge of the formula. The formula is out there. The compound is out there, and I'm going to be I can't even say the shit I want to do. I don't want to incriminate myself, but I have some big fucking plans. I'll tell you that, man. I have some big plans. Anyways, the phone lines are open. Yeah, they probably will kill me, Jacquees, but I mean, this, oh, that's right. You guys didn't see that video. See, I recorded 2 videos today, but I only uploaded one of them. So you guys don't even understand why I'm talking about that. Oh, shit. You guys don't even understand why I'm talking about that. But the phone lines are open, man, if anyone wants to call in. Taking live calls, man. It is too profitable. That's the sad truth. The sad thing, guys, is the cures are so easy for these diseases. Like it's so fucking easy. And it's like it's something you'd never even think of, but it's so simple. And it's all natural too. Yeah, they're all in nature. Exactly. Ryotaro, they're all in nature. You don't need fucking pills, man. You don't need pills. Yeah, Matt, when I do live streams, you can call in for free, man. That's the whole point of them. Just to die, it's both. It's preventing it while also taking the cure supplements at the same. You have to do both. You have to have a clean diet and you have to have the right herbs, I will say, to to purge the toxins from your body. See, so much of healing from diseases is literally just purging the poison out of you. It's not taking a magic pill that's going to heal you. There is no such thing. It's purging, pushing that poison out of you. I haven't read The Way of the Superior Man. I actually don't really like reading books, to be honest. I like listening to people who wrote books. I like listening to them speak. I find you get way more info listening to them than reading their material. That's just me. You know? That's just me. Yeah, exactly. Just to guide doctors, you can't heal anyone with something that was made in a laboratory. You have to go into nature because that's the only real natural, the natural elements that align with your cellular structure. Nothing made in a laboratory can align with your cellular structure. Caller, you're on the air. Yo. I guess he's not saying nothing. Jesus Christ, Aussie drama. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, the chemo is oh my god, bro. The chemo is terrible. Never take the fucking chemo, man. Oh god. Yeah, the phone lines are open, guys. God, that chemo is worse than the fucking cancer, man. Caller, you're on the air.
Yo,
Grandma's Hue.
Oh, what's going? So that's how you say the name. That's how you say the name.
What's up?
Oh man, that's an honor. By the way, for everyone listening, my man who just called in, Hue, is also a YouTuber. I watch his videos actually. So if you want to put the links to your channel in the chat, get some new subscribers or whatever. But what's going on, man?
Hey man, you've been busy, huh?
Yeah, you could say that. You could call it being busy, or you could call it being on the verge of insanity. A little bit of both, But it's all. I think it's all going to pay off in the end.
Yeah, man. I listened to that 3-hour interview today. I think that it's good networking, right? It's good just meeting people and talking about the same stuff. I mean, with different angles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perspectives.
Absolutely.
And even to I was listening to you guys kind of forecast what you guys see happening to MGTOW and how even the things that you guys are dealing with currently, with new haters coming up and rising, and how that's kind of changing the game. And
right.
Even talking about YouTube and how, they're just so it's a control thing, it's a control game for them, and how to play around that. And that was pretty interesting with MGTOW and just the state of it, learning from you guys, the content creators behind it all. I think that's pretty cool.
Definitely. Yeah, people said it was a pretty unique conversation, so I'm glad they enjoyed it.
Yeah, I felt like I was like a fly on the wall in a conversation, between these people. It was pretty cool,
Definitely. Well, I'm glad you liked it.
So, do you think that a married guy can be a red pill guy?
If he's, that's, honestly, I'm probably one of the few guys that's going to say yes to that question. If a man really has control over his marriage, I don't know how you do it these days, but if you do, if you can pull it off and you actually have a woman that respects you and treats you the way you deserve to be treated as a man, absolutely. And you actually teach her about being a feminine woman and sort of red pill her as best as you could a woman, and keep her in check, and everything is stable, and it's a stable nuclear family. Isn't that what we all desperately deep down really wanted, in the beginning?
But honestly, though, in America, do you think a man could red pill his wife? I think it would have to come from the female side, right? I don't think a guy could red pill.
Here's the problem with women.
Have to red pill herself.
Here's the problem with women. Women are heavily influenced by the society they grow up in.
I know.
And that influence is stronger than our individual influence. So why do you think women in the 50s were so much better than women now? Because there was a standard by society that kept them in check.
Society was this is what's normal. This is what's accepted.
So if you have to swim against the current of society, I would say absolutely do not do it, because you're going to lose every time,
But don't you think there's those unicorn women who can figure it out?
Is this, does this have anything? Does this have anything to do with that single mom video you posted? Because I checked that out today. Is this who we're talking about?
No, dude.
Okay, all right. Yeah, nah, dude. What the fuck?
I'm just thinking about my married friends.
I hear you. I mean,
do they have a chance, or are they
well, how old are they?
Are they going to be stuck in blue pill the whole life because they're married?
Well, how old are your married friends?
I don't know, 40.
I'm not gonna lie, if they're in their 40s, there is a slim chance that the women they're talking to could be from a generation that's half decent, but still most likely not. I still wouldn't even take that chance, honestly.
Yeah, because what married man has really full control in a marriage? I mean,
not in this country.
No man has that. Not in this country.
Yeah, I've seen it in other countries, but not here.
It's one loud one yell away from being called an abuser, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Raising your voice one time. That's all it takes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, they'll be hauling you off, so quickly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to now view couples now, in a marriage. Sometimes I see right through it, I see that, oh man, she's got him by the balls, right?
Yeah, dude. Every time I'm with a chick, I just imagine like 20 officers in uniform standing right behind her, because that's essentially what it is now. It's literally me, and then it's her across the room with like 20 cops with like police batons, just like firmly grasping the batons in their hands behind me, like waiting to fucking bang me, like smack me with it. And it's all a matter of, is she gonna get pissed off enough to just like blow that whistle and send that army of cops with batons at me at like 100 miles an hour to beat the shit out of me. That's what I see when I'm like hooking up with a chick or hanging out with a chick. It's like at any moment she can just blow that whistle and like it's like the end. So you really can't take a relationship seriously in this country when she has all the power, you know?
Yeah, and it's sad because I think as men we're created to love women, but now we're taught to fear women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then we can't really love them, because if we love them, then we would put our guard down. But can we really put our guard down?
No, we can't, because that police baton is still made out of steel.
So the fear is always there.
Oh, dude, the fear is ingrained in the society, man.
And when there's fear, where's love, right? There's no room for love.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, the fucking government took that away from us, man. Like they take away everything, you know?
Yeah, it's sad. There's like no love, because now we're like taught to fear these women, which we shouldn't.
It's not natural, but everything in this country is designed on being as unnatural as possible, so it can tax you as much as possible, you know?
Yeah, it feels like society is just like flipped upside down nowadays, you know? Like it's the opposite of what it should be.
It's the perfect opposite. It is literally the manufactured opposite down to a T of how it's not supposed to be. Like perfectly executed disaster.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a ticking time bomb.
Like it's not even a question of whether or not this is an accident. You know this shit is planned. You know when you go to like a divorce court, it is perfectly planned to fuck you. Like they have sat down and said, how are we going to make this country a living hellhole? And they've done it down to a T.
Yeah, man. It's kind of like scary, sad at the same time.
Yeah.
And like you feel like hopeless. You feel like why does it matter anymore? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like if I don't even have a chance to like have a happy wife and a happy family, where like there's a guarantee that like we'll make it, and there's no guarantee. So it's like, what's the point? You know, like, okay, live for myself, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I live for myself, and
that's empty, you know also. Like, that's empty also, right?
Well, it can be, but then it also can be fulfilling. I guess it depends how you go about it, right?
You know, that's really this revelation I've been having these last few days, is that even going my own way isn't enough anymore. Even that is leaving me empty. And I'm at a point where I don't know why this is happening to me, by the way, but I'm really starting to become fascinated with, like I said, like herbal healing and actually healing people of their sick psychological states and curing them of diseases. Because the way I see it, if going my own way, listen to me.
You gotta break that down to us, man, because we all want to know.
Oh, I know you do.
Like making this anticipation.
Itachi's herbal supplements coming soon. Click the link below. No, but here's the thing. I'm starting to realize this life is so empty. Even living for yourself is so empty, and it gets boring after a while. So I don't believe that I have like, even if I master the formulas and I'm curing diseases, I don't believe, number one, I feel like most people won't even believe me, because I know of other people who have cured diseases and most people don't even believe them. You know, they only cure a small handful of people that are even willing to trust them. But the way I see it, I want to still get some pleasure out of this life. And the only thing that gives me pleasure is healing people for some reason. Now, giving you guys advice on videos and live streams, that's good, but I want to take it to another level where I'm really changing lives in real life. And even if I can't, fucking create world peace or whatever, it would be nice to, in my social circle at the very least, help and heal a few people and make my reality a little less dysfunctional than it already is. And if I find a way to monetize it, that's even better. But I'm sick of adding to the destruction, I guess. I want to just, at least when I die, be able to know that I did my best to at least make this world better than it was before I got here. I don't want to just put gasoline on the fire anymore. It's not even fun anymore, honestly,
Yeah, I see that you have like some really good insight, like in your life, like because most people will be like, oh, I want to live my life for me, and
it's
I'm
not
gonna
even
live 80 years, and I'm gonna die for me. But then I think you're seeing beyond. You're even seeing beyond that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is like a bigger purpose than just your comfort.
It's true.
To impact the world, and you're a smart guy. I feel like you're confident in this herbal concoction of yours.
You know why I'm confident in it?
If you believe that it's gonna work, then do it.
You know why I'm confident in it? Because this guy I listened to, Dr. Sabi, he's already cured diseases, and I'm following his methodology. So I don't see why it wouldn't work, because he's the one who created it. I'm just following in his footsteps. So I don't see how I'm going to fail. I mean, if I do fail, it's going to be devastating, and I'm going to have to really start rethinking a lot of shit. But I don't see how it's gonna, and I'm not going to go mainstream with it the way he did. But I don't know. That's kind of something I want to get into, man. I want to start in real time curing the dysfunction around me to the best I can, because I'm just sick of adding to the problem. Like, dude, like, I don't know, man. You get to a point where, like, even fucking hoes, it just gets boring, man. So much of the reason why I went vegan, bro, I got bored of eating meat. I got bored of eating sugar. I quit smoking weed, bro. I quit smoking weed because I got bored of smoking weed. Like, all this shit gets old after a while. But one thing that hasn't gotten old to me is giving back to people and watching their lives change right in front of me. And I'm like, dude, you can never get enough of that. The day we get enough of that is the day everyone has everything they want. And we are so far from that. So why not do this?
Yeah, man. I feel like in life there's like these oracles who kind of like have these like crazy like insights.
Yeah.
And like they're like situated in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or even different parts of neighborhoods, but people don't know about, but people kind of like communicate with and talk to like day to day. I feel like you're like an oracle, like kind of like the Matrix, like the oracle, like it's just a normal person that looks like a normal person, but for some reason they have like this like knowledge. And most people can't do what you do, like in terms of eating vegan and being clean like that. So I think like you can do it, maybe because you can do it, that you have a message for everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it pays off. I hope I can, because, and it's not glamorous. Like, I appreciate it when you guys tell me things like this, but it's really stressful to know some of the shit I know. It really like fucks up the quality of life to a degree, because when you've seen behind the curtain at such a young age, I don't know, it's just so many things that you would have been excited about, you don't look forward to anymore. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe all MGTOW guys feel like this, because a lot of them are young and they've seen behind the curtain. So I don't know. It's not like a fun thing to be like. Don't think I'm like this fun guru guy who's like luckier than all of you because I know this shit. Like, it's more of a curse than a gift. I'll put it that way. I'll put it that way. It's not it's not fun. I'm glad it helps you guys, but it comes with a price. It's not a glamorous thing,
Yeah, it's like you're kind of like the messenger, and you're like, go and shoot the messenger.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like more of a sacrificial lamb than a messenger, but who the fuck knows?
Really?
Like,
Wow.
It comes with a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress when you're able to really think this far ahead. But I don't know. I'm just gonna fucking play this life game out and see if it where it goes. That's all I can do.
So, like, in your real life, do you talk to your mom about like what you're thinking and like all this?
Yeah, I talked to her about it, and she worries about me. Like, me and her were talking today. She's like, "You haven't left the house in a long time," and I'm like, "There's nothing out there for me right now. Like, I don't know. There's nothing out there."
To your mom?
I told her
You
that.
can't say that to your mom.
No, we're cool. We talk about
worried,
everything.
Though. Yeah, she's worried though.
I know she's worried, but she understands exactly why I am. Like, we talk all the time, so she knows me better than anyone. And I just told her, I'm like, there's nothing out there that's good for me right now. Like I need to detox from what the fuck is going on out there. It'll drive me crazy. Like the reason why I don't hang out with people too much is because I would become psychotic if I was around people for too long.
Yeah.
Like, I absorb all of their energy. Like, you call me the
You're an empath.
I am an empath, and you call me the Oracle.
Yeah.
So you know how the Oracle is. The Oracle like absorbs everything, and part of the price you pay for knowing everything that's going on is you absorb everyone's bad energy. Like, if I sit in a room of like 10 people and they all just start chatting about their problems and I don't say anything, I'm absorbing all their bad energy, and after like a couple hours, it's gonna drive me literally insane. Like,
Yeah, but then most people, they can just like brush it off and like,
I can't do that.
Day, right? But,
that's the thing. I can't brush it off.
Absorb it.
I do, yeah. So
it's imprinted.
It is. So I have to be very careful who I'm around, because I'll start to go fucking crazy around like sick people.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be careful, like just finding the positive people in your life.
Which is hard.
You can be positive. You can feed off that energy.
It's hard as hell, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I like talking to you guys so much, is it's mostly positive.
But even online, you gotta like weed them out too, right? I mean, I'm sure you know.
Very true, man. Very true.
Hey, I just want to tell you, I just bought a 79 VW bus.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 days ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm so stoked.
You're gonna
drive that around with.
You're gonna turn it into a camper van or something?
Huh?
I said you're gonna turn it into a camper van and live in it.
I don't know if I'll live in it, but maybe take it to the beach on the weekend.
Not bad.
Camping, that type of thing.
Not bad. Trying to think. I really want to get a Challenger for some reason, like a black Dodge Challenger, but I don't want to have a car payment. That goes against my whole like minimalist living. So I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna drive the shit out of my fucking Honda.
Yeah, man.
Fuck it.
Yeah, or just wait until you got the cash.
I don't. Even if I had the cash, I don't think I'd do it. I like, because here's the thing. I realized that we don't really own anything. And if you saw my video, you commented on my video today. We don't really own anything. So I like having things that aren't really worth shit, because when I lose them, I don't really feel bad about them. Like, I don't know, like when I used to have a sports car, when people would ding it or like put dents in it or scratch it, it would drive me fucking crazy for like months. I would be losing my mind. But I like having things that I'm not afraid to get broken or get destroyed. I don't know. It makes it easier, one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's why I got that 79 bus.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's pretty old.
I hear you. Sounds like fun though.
So does this MGTOW thing constantly, like, is it always on your mind, or like can you actually leave it on the doorstep?
It's actually never on my mind. Like, the word MGTOW is never on my mind, because I'm always thinking about bigger shit. Like, all that's been on my mind lately, if you want the truth, is like getting these herbs so I can start experimenting with cures for diseases, because I've already cured myself of certain problems, but I really want to start getting into it, because I don't know, man. It's all about going to the next level, right? It's all about growth and progress and productivity. I don't want the most I ever did was to just vent about what's going on without actually trying to do anything about it. Because what the fuck am I really then? If all I ever did was just bitch about shit. Sure, there's some knowledge to be gained by me bitching about shit, but it's like, How much are we gonna beat this horse into the ground, man? You know, at the end of the day, we're all still suffering out here, and no one else is gonna try to do anything. So fuck it. What do I have to lose? You know, worst case scenario, I go back to being just as miserable as I've always been. Best case scenario, I make a few people's lives better, and I have some new people to hang out with that aren't so toxic. And you know, I don't know. It's like I'm already at rock bottom, right? It can only go up from here.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, you want to like always think what's next. You don't want to always be stuck with the same negative emotions.
Yeah,
and just not let it pass through you, right? You gotta like let it flow through and pass.
Yeah, and
so that you have room for better, newer things.
I just think, and another thing, man, I think no one should have to be afraid if I catch this disease, my life is over. Like, no one should have to live with that fear, especially when I believe, at least I believe, it's very easy to cure any disease because there's always one root cause for every disease. It's not, but modern medicine tells you, oh, it's a magical disease, it's uncurable. The best we can do is treat it with prescription pills that you're going to pay out the ass for. That's not true. Whatever creator put us on this planet gave us everything we needed to survive on it. We don't need, I mean, think about technology, bro. People are more obese than ever. They're dying quicker than ever. People are more antisocial than ever. Modern technology and modern medicine, all it's doing is making us go farther and farther from away from what we really are. And we're living more and more in dysfunction every single day. So what really is modern technology and modern medicine? It's really, we honestly, bro, let's cut the shit. We would have just been better off without it. We would have been better off without all of this shit. Cell phones, iPhones, YouTube, Twitter, fucking prescription medication, everything, even everything. We would have been better off without any of it. It's done nothing but destroy. Look at Amazon, bro. Look at Jeff Bezos, Amazon. He has destroyed so many jobs. Look at Walmart. They shut so many family-owned businesses out of business to spread their Walmarts. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, man, it's a different world now, man.
Yeah,
it's like the future is here, you know. Even though there's no flying cars, I mean, the future of like online, just everything is here. It's changing so quickly too, and a lot of times I feel lost, you know. Like, I feel like, man, it's going faster than I can kind of keep up with, or if I don't even want to keep up with it. That's the thing, but I kind of like am forced to, you know, just to like be like relevant to what's out there. But just trying to figure out what my options are to it.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm like you. I'm sick of feeling lost. I want to have a purpose again. I want to have a passion again. And I think that's why I'm getting so fascinated by this whole herbal healing and, you know, living as naturally as possible, because us just talking shit about women 24/7 on here isn't a purpose. You know, it might bring in some extra money. It might bring in some insight that'll protect some guys, but it's not good enough. It's not the end game. It's not the big picture. And even just protecting ourselves and living minimalistically, it's good, but it's not enough. I don't know. I mean, do you feel like it's enough?
I feel like, first of all, I have to be happy with myself, you know, my state, my alone time, you know, because if I'm not happy with myself, then I can't be happy with anything else. You know what I'm saying? So that's my number one priority, is to like have that like self peace, you know. And then second would be like just blessing other people with my knowledge, with my wisdom, you know. And I think you have the same kind of like same view. You know, you want to help people. You want to have a bigger purpose than just, you know, like watch TV, playing video games, right. You know, like whatever, right? There's a bigger purpose, and that's what makes you feel like you're significant and you're impactful in this life. And that's a great goal. And yeah, definitely pursue that.
And I feel like I feel like the the first step to doing that is health, because if you don't have your health and you eat toxic food that makes you think fucked up shit, how is anything anyone's gonna say get through to you? How are words gonna get through to someone who is thinking out of a toxic, twisted mind? Most people in this society are living on fucked up diets. They're popping pills, they're smoking dope, they're drinking. Nothing's gonna get through to them because there's no room in their mind for that good information. It's too toxic up there. So if you actually just clean up everybody physically first, then everything becomes so much easier after that. It's not like you're talking to a wall anymore, because now they have rational thinking. Now they can actually open their mind up again and start receiving information and making changes. But until people get their health together, nothing else is going to get through to them. That's just the way I see it.
I agree, but it's so difficult to change someone's eating patterns, and how they see food. I mean, to get someone to eat more vegetables, that's like that's pulling teeth, man.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But then to like try to get them to like stop eating a certain type of food, I mean, it's like one of the hardest things to do is to change someone's diet. Even when they're not ready, like it's like, what? I can't drink soda? Like, fuck you. No, people live on soda, or people like, they live on certain foods, and it's just they've been doing it for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And it's like you're gonna change me, like. But I get it. Like for someone, I get it. For someone to like get to that next level, there has to be one little piece of sacrifice. It starts with a little seed of sacrifice, and then it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's the only way it can start, is for someone to be like, okay, today I'm going to drink one less can of soda.
Right.
Instead of 5 cans, I'm going to drink 4 cans of soda. You know what I'm saying? Like, to make that progression, to start small. I've been doing that, I've been changing my diet. I've been trying to, like, eat better. I mean, it's not perfect. I start small, Like, I used to drink 2 cans of Coke every day, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't drink Coke. I don't drink Coke anymore. And it was hard. It was hard at first. But, I took small steps. I first started like just maybe lowering it down to 1 can and then half a can. And now I'm just drinking water, straight up.
Right.
And I feel good. I feel good about my body. Like I feel like the food that I eat, it's healthy. It's comes from the earth. It's not like processed shit. I try to lower my fast food intake, because fast food is so good, so easy. But I try not to go as much, And I could tell my body's healthier. I'm leaner. I'm more muscular. I'm more fit. I have more energy. Even like fasting, I fast now, which I didn't do before. So like the fasting, cleanses my body even more. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like when you cleanse your body, you also cleanse your mind,
right?
Too, and that will change your life, because when your mind is changed, everything in your life changes, because you do everything differently. You think differently.
Very true. Very true.
You act differently, and I think I don't know, like to get people on that train, that health train is hard,
It is. But I'm just going to start small, start with the people around me and see what happens there, At the very least, even if I maybe in my lifetime impacted 10 to 20 people, and cured them of some sort of health ailments, that to me is still revolutionary. That to me is still like, fuck, I did something. But I don't know, man.
Put me on that list.
I don't know, man. It's just talking about it is great, but like, when are people going to start taking action in some form or another? This is going to be my way of taking action, but other guys have to take. I mean, if you guys are really content with just letting it all burn down, then go for it. But I don't know, something inside me just craves so much more out of this life, and I'm just not content anymore sitting by watching it burn. And I don't know, man. It's just like the guys who call in and they're like, bro, do you think like more guys are gonna wake up and be red pill and stop being blue pill. And I'm like, no, because it's just so overwhelmingly blue pill. But when guys ask me questions like that, that's because they also want some sort of change to happen. They just don't know
true.
how to do it. So they're asking
Right.
me, hoping I give them the answer they want. And then when I don't, they kind of get disappointed and go away. But that's
Yeah.
the fact that you're even asking that means you feel the way I do, meaning you want to see some change. See, I think a lot of us pretend we're content with just letting it burn, but deep down we're suffering. And I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what, dude, I'd rather fucking die trying to make some sort of change. At least I can know I did my part than sitting by watching it burn and pretending like I'm nonchalant about it, but deep down wishing it was so much different every second of every day, you know?
Yeah. I think there's different stages of red pill, right? I think you're in the later stage, but there's like the newbie red pill guy.
That's true.
Who like gets in it, learns all about like the hate of women and like just understanding the rationality behind red pill. So they're like a newbie red pill. And then, there's the red pill guys who are in it for a little bit more, who have a bit more knowledge, but are still on the hate level of women.
Right.
And then there's another stage of red pill, right? Like the more advanced stages. Okay, I'm kind of tired of this. Now what's next? How do I get past this? How do I live my life of freedom? How do I live my life of significance? How do I, it's not just like, oh, I hate women and I'm just going to pump and dump, and I'm going to use my red pill knowledge to make my life like just, more comfortable. That's one level, but there's higher levels to red pill. I feel it.
You know something funny, man? Every time I'm going through something in life, there's always a movie that pops into my head to help me understand it. Have you ever seen the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Do you remember how he went so insane because he kind of felt alone because it's nothing but him and the zombies pretty much?
After his dog died?
Even before the dog died, he was going insane because it had been years. But you know what? Yeah, even after the dog died, let's use after the dog died as the analogy. Because then he started experimenting with the cure because he's like, what else do I have to do? Like, watching it burn is depressing and gets old. So he's like, actually, and then like at one point he comes face to face with the zombies and he's like, I can cure you, I can save you. But they didn't want to hear it. And so eventually, like, he takes out the hand grenade and blows them all up. But like, that's the point I'm at now, where it's like, dude, I know what it takes to heal people. I know step by step what it takes to get people on the right track. I can look at a woman and know everything that needs to happen for her to undo the shit that's happened to her as best she can and live as close to like a healthy life as she can. But it's like they don't want to listen. But it's like, I don't know. I'm at that point where I'm trying now to just wake up some people around me, because it's like, what else do I have to do? What else am I here for? Am I really here to just hoard resources? One day I'm going to die, man, and I'm going to have to give all those resources to someone anyway. So hoarding resources is great, but it's not the fucking end goal,
Well, I mean, right now, the resource you have is your knowledge and wisdom. So you got that, to work with and to pass down, at least.
I hope so. I hope it becomes of value to people, because I don't know, in this real world, the way it is right now, it doesn't even feel like it's close to enough,
Yeah, it's true. Like, if you can't have that happy family, happy wife anymore, like if that dream is non-existent anymore, like what is there more for man, except to, like, I guess, better the world? I mean, because back in the day, like, men were just content with just having that happy family,
Yeah.
But now that's no longer. It's like we got to find something else that will fulfill our happiness. And it's kind of sad that it has turned that way, but that's just the way it is, And
yeah, I don't know,
at least
man.
it's good that you're thinking about it, like you're weighing your options,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why this has happened to me lately, but that's just where I am. And I'm at a point where it's impossible for me to do anything else. Like I can't I'm not going to ever work a job again. I'm just going to do this full time no matter how crazy it gets, because when you know what I know, you can't just work some like menial job and perform at it, because you don't have your heart's not in it anymore. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I can't do anything I'm not passionate about. Like I'll, for example, I got like a high paying job recently that I didn't tell anyone about, and I ended up quitting it because I can't do the job anymore. See, back when I used to love fucking people over and making shitloads of money and consuming and buying nice shit, I could lie to people all day and finesse the money out of them. But something like broke inside me lately to where I can't do that anymore. I can only do the right thing. Like I've been telling you guys this knowledge for so long now. It's changed me in a way where I can't I don't know, like I thought I could live a double life, and like, by day I'm this like
Yeah.
sleazy salesman who fucks people over, and then like by night I'm this philosopher who heals people. But it's not gonna work like that. I have to pick a
Yeah.
side, and I can't, with what I know now, I can't go back to that mediocre fucking lifestyle that I used to enjoy. I have to keep going down this road. That's where I am. So I can't just
Wow.
talk about the shit anymore. I have to try to do something now, because it's not enough. It's not enough anymore.
Maybe that's a good
Yeah.
feeling, you know.
And I
So
actually
that it'll
started to
actually,
underperform. I actually started to underperform at my job because I'm not passionate about fucking people out of their money anymore like I used to be. So I can't do it. I can't focus on it. And I had to just walk away from it. And I'm like, dude, I'm on a whole nother fucking path right now.
wow. Maybe like something.
I don't even
that's
want a
kinda
job ever again. Like I'm willing to live, dude. I swear to God, I'm willing to live off a couple $100s a month in a trailer somewhere if it means I can pursue the shit I want to pursue. I don't
yeah.
want the money anymore. The money doesn't mean shit if I had to sell my soul for it, and if I'm gonna use it for negative shit. I don't even want the fucking money then. It doesn't. It's of no consequence.
Yeah. It reminds me like of someone who kind of like feels called to do something. Like anything else that they do is like not enough. They got to do this thing. That's what it
Yeah,
sounds
it's all.
like.
I don't know. It's all I've been thinking about lately. I just, dude, really, like, what point is having a shitload of money if you're just going to use it for negative shit and stupid little trinkets and mindless pleasures that are fleeting? Like, what's the point of the money then?
Well, most people would be like, "Oh, you know, I got money. I can get women. I can buy the house that I want.
But what
I
what
can,
what happens
have a
after
nice."
that? Yeah, but then what? Okay, so you fuck some women, you
Well,
buy a house, and
they
then
like their
what?
ego, but they like their ego brushed,
I
and
get
you
it,
know,
but
they
it's a
feel
never
good.
ending. Here's the problem. It's a never ending thing. You're never going to reach the end of it. It's always chasing, chasing, chasing. Well, I bought this sports car, but then my neighbor bought a nicer one, so now I got to buy a nicer one than him. And oh, my buddy's wife is hotter than mine. I got to upgrade. You're always upgrading, but it's like you're never internally reaching some sort of peace. It's always chasing. I don't want to
Yeah,
chase anymore. I want to heal, and I want to build. So if getting
yeah,
rich is just to keep chasing, then what's the point? Like if someone told me like, bro, I want to get rich so I can start like some fucking sort of research institute that heals people with this problem, or I want to start like I want to start an organization that helps boys that didn't have dads, like, like a big brother kind of thing. Like I'm going to use the money for that, and I'm going to make lives better. I'm like, that's actually interesting. That feels like progress. But like getting money just to buy shit that you get bored of, and then you get more money to buy more shit, like why not just kill yourself straight up?
yeah, man. That's what powerful words, man. Um, yeah, like the things that you say, like it'll relate to some people. You know, some of your listeners will be like, yeah, you know, I totally get it. But then others will be like, they won't get it, you know, like they're not there, you know.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
okay, I guess, right? But you know, you got to go your own path, and I think that's awesome.
I don't care. I don't care anymore, and I don't care how many people I lose who can't follow me down this. I have to do this for me. Maybe it's a selfish thing, but I have to fucking do it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, man. But at the same time, we still like your videos. You know?
So yeah, if you could just keep making, if you could just keep making those MGTOW videos while you go off. Like I know you want to go off and do your fucking weird flower shit, but if you could just keep making the MGTOW videos, that'd be great. Okay, thanks. You just get that TPS report. That'd be great.
But yeah, man, like, yeah, we look forward to your videos. I'm serious, like, it gets us going, you know, like to hear your views on it. Even though you're sick and tired of regurgitating the same stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that you do say, we feel it's not regurgitated because you put it in a different light. You know, you give us a different analogy, or you describe it a different way, or you share a different story. You know, that's the best, is hearing stories from you.
Yeah.
You know, hearing what you've actually been through.
Oh God.
And I was listening to Mr. Jones and getting to know him today.
Yeah.
So I subscribe to his channel. Yeah, he talks a lot about just a lot of wisdom. And he's young too, right?
I think he's 30, but you see where I get a lot of my knowledge from.
Yeah. It's awesome to see you know, wisdom get passed down and shared. It's just amazing. I mean, YouTube, it's a great thing, right? Because you can learn so much, but at the same time, you know, it's like it could just MGTOW channels can just shut off like overnight.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta just like soak everything up now, you know. I'll try to figure it out now, and just learn as much as I can.
Definitely, man. That's the truth.
All right, man. I gotta go.
Definitely. Appreciate the call, bro.
All right. See ya.
All right. Phone lines are open if anyone wants to call in. Oh man, I don't know why, Eddie. You just love tormenting Gary. Poor Gary never did anything to anyone, but Eddie just loves torturing him for some reason. The same way I like to torture Limbo. It's like the same. I don't know. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, I was wondering, have you ever thought about living off the grid?
I've thought about it. Yeah. I don't have to take it that extreme, but I've thought about it.
Because I've been thinking about living off the grid for like the past 4 years. Since I was 28, I'm 32 years old now. Yeah, because this like the system here is like it's like twisted. So,
I mean, if you have the heart for it, then I mean, go for it, man.
the thing is, it's gonna take some time, and it's gonna cost a lot of money.
Mm.
So you know, since I'm part of the system, I got to play the game.
I understand. I mean, it's just, if it fits for your lifestyle and what you want, then yeah. If not, then don't do it. You know, you gotta do a cost benefit analysis or whatever.
Yeah, because it'd be nice to to have like my own natural resources.
Absolutely, man. I think we all want that.
Yeah.
I think we all want that.
Yeah. Because I went, because a few years ago I went on Google and tried to look for for images pertaining to living off the grid, and I found this really cool image of this a house that has solar panels, windmills, and it's by a river, and like you get water, like water comes from like from the river and it goes through the house and all that stuff. I still have the picture. Right? I just thought it's really interesting. I would like to make something like that come into like reality.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an idea, man. I've thought about just getting like a fucking cheap trailer and a plot of land and just living on that and never have to worry about property taxes and all that shit and rent. I'm sick of it too, bro.
Yeah, you can do that too. I guess my idea is like a bit complex, but it's just a thought.
Definitely. I'm gonna try to take some other calls, but I appreciate the call, man. This guy sounded like he was going like fucking Alaskan ski fishing or some shit. I don't know what the fuck they do in the country.
JC.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Itachi?
What's up? You got to speak up, bro.
Hey, what's going on, man?
A little louder, man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. What's going on?
For sure, man. Hey, I appreciate your content, man. You drop it every day, and the knowledge you drop has truly changed my life. At this point, like, just giving up women, I find myself to be on a brand new path with, like, business and stuff, real estate, trading cryptocurrencies, like,
oh yeah,
a lot of things. Like, what do you, as a MGTOW man, like see for your future? Because I heard you say earlier changing to this vegan lifestyle. So I mean, are you looking like personal training or like?
No, man. I'm trying to get into herbal healing and literally curing any disease through natural herbs. That's what I want to do.
That's dope.
That's what I want to do. And my mentors have already done it, so I'm not so worried about it working. I'm just kind of nervous about field testing it because it's like some crazy shit, but plus there's all kinds of laws I have to look out for, like practicing law without practicing medicine without a fucking license. I have to find a way to maneuver around that, like legally. So I don't know. It's sketchy, but I don't know why I want to do it, but I do.
Yeah, and then anything tied to weight loss and any type of thing like that, people sketch out about it.
That's that. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. They're not. Yeah, I'm thinking like bigger picture, like AIDS and cancer and shit. But weight loss is kind of different. Weight loss, they just have to put down the cheeseburgers. There's no way around it, There's no way around it, really.
American society, man.
Yeah.
Like, and in all honesty, I completely support your journey because 5 years ago, I went vegetarian vegan for 5 years, and it was with this last ex that I had. She over time, I don't know, just dates and going to restaurants, and we would get vegetarian pizza and this and that, and then eventually be supreme. I'll throw sausage and pepperoni on it. I'm like, I don't really eat that, and then the next thing I know, I'm eating chicken.
Oh
and
shit!
Stuff again, but I don't fuck with pork. But it's like I eat a little fish every now and then, a little bit of chicken. But I'm just like, damn, I wish I could get back on being vegetarian, vegan, full out.
You know the best way to do it, bro, is watch all those videos on YouTube of the worms and the parasites crawling out of the fish and crawling out of the chicken and the steak. You'll never want to eat that shit ever again.
Dude, that's all right. If you don't mind, I'm gonna drop something real quick that changed me. I changed in 2 days that 5 years ago because of a YouTube channel that got a lot of attention around this whole 2012 thing when the whole Illuminati shit was popping out.
Yeah.
But the dude's name is the 13th Son.
Uh-huh.
And if you type him in, because it goes right along with not Dr. Sebi in particular, but this whole idea of live and electric foods, and this dude is on point with a certain like thought process of how eating these sun-based, plant-based foods that you can attain a certain level of consciousness where it's like your thoughts manifest shit. Dude, it's fucking deep. But if you type in that dude's name and like
meat eaters or this type of thing like that, dude, it got me to change quick as fuck.
What was his name?
I need to do it. Okay, so the 13th son, and then I don't really recommend him just because he got in a little bit of trouble, but DA13THSUN. And for all those listening, I mean, this dude changed my life. So has Itachi here. And this whole vegetarian vegan thing is on point. Like, I kid you not, there's a freaking reason why monks are out in the mountains and shit, you know, detach it from city life, detach it from women. I swear to God, they can fucking levitate and fly and do all types of shit. Like, you look up Qigong, they're moving, you know, water and fire and type of shit. I'm like, superpowers are fucking real, and I believe it.
Yeah, we weren't meant to be working and just living miserably. There's a reason why it's so stressful, because it's not natural, you know? It's not natural.
Yeah, city life in the Matrix. I mean, you think about it. Cars represent us not being able to teleport. You know, planes represent us not being able to fly. These limitations are things that we subscribe and believe in versus kind of like truly thinking for ourselves. Like, any thought is real.
Yeah, I mean, nothing about city life is natural. We were meant to live in tribes of like 150 to 200 people. You know, we were meant to remember the name and face of every person we know. We're not meant to be seeing so many people once and then never seeing them again. That's not natural for the human mind. That actually creates depression in and of itself. Being around so many, like that constant meeting and then losing and attachment and then never seeing someone again. Like it creates a fake, dull mind that's perfect for just working some menial computer job and paying taxes, you know?
Hell yeah, working a regular job just over broke. I mean,
like, bro, have you ever played any Zelda games?
Yeah, back in the day.
You played Ocarina of Time on the N64 or like Majora's Mask?
Yeah, Majora's Mask.
There you go. Majora's Mask is an even better example. You know how, like in Majora's Mask, when you walk into the town, it's like the same people there every day and everyone knows each other, and it makes the game so much more personal. Like, you're like, oh, that's the guy who's always at the fucking newsstand. That's the dude who steals my shit at night, who like runs around with that sack over his back stealing my shit. That, like, you know how there's only one of each character in all of Majora's Mask, and every time you see one character, you get like super excited, right? Right? You see what I'm saying? Okay. That's what it's supposed to be like for us in real life. We're supposed to be in our own little tribes of people, knowing everyone in the tribe very personally. That's how you have a rich, fulfilling like social circle. But when you live in a big city, when you live in the Matrix, you don't have that at all. You just have a bunch of people flying by that don't really know each other, and it's just weird and awkward and depressing.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're all going to their job that they hate and they know it, and that creates just this bad vibe overall. I mean,
yeah, and they don't really know each other. You know, you don't really know the people at your job that well. You're just like weird strangers that you have to be around.
Well, you got to keep this whole level of professionalism, and I mean, you can't flirt, you can't
exactly,
touch, you can't do nothing, or else you get fucking written up quick as shit.
Oh God, exactly, yeah, for sure.
Women in the workplace is a whole nother story. I mean, but to get on one little quick topic, that the last guy that just spoke, I think he was talking about Earthship houses, which is like supposed to be like these 100% recycle made houses. Like, yeah, the tires, the solar panels, wind, water, all this type of stuff. Like, to live off grid is cool and all, but it's like, what's the point of that also? I mean, are we going to just become ultimate campers? Like, we're just going to... I mean, in all honesty, you get it though, because it's like, I mean, we're all going to be lumberjacks. I mean, come on now. Like, you have to have, like, I call it logic. And,
yeah.
You know, living off grid in cities. Like, you know, like, just find a way to reduce your bills to zero somehow. Or,
exactly.
Like, find a way to, you know, get shit going. But
no, I feel the same way you do, man.
I appreciate these calls, man. Like, this is how we got to get it going. It's things like this, man.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate the call, man.
For sure. Yeah. Hey, stay up and keep making that content. It's awesome every day, yo.
Will do, man. Appreciate it. Oh man, we got to be on that lumberjack thing, man. We got to be on that lumberjack thing. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Grandma, it's the guy from Maine, Paul. How you doing?
Oh, what's going on, Paul?
Not too much, not too much. I love the content you've been talking about. Really good stuff, like the fitness, and there's so many different things you talk about. I mean, you've been putting a lot down on this one.
I appreciate it.
While I was listening, I was working out with a kettlebell weight, and as far as the diet goes, I think that is probably one of the most important things a person could do. And I think you and I chatted a little bit about it before.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I think a lot of people are hooked up with today with a burden is addiction, with alcohol and drugs.
Yes.
And antipsycho meds.
Oh, yeah.
All three of those things go together with tremendous tobacco use.
Interesting.
Up in Maine here, there's a lot of people that chew tobacco, multi-cigarette addiction, and a lot of them have, addictions like drugs and alcohol.
Very true.
I might have mentioned this before. I went to a rehab in 1978, and I got detoxed. And, shortly after, I was having some trouble getting back into the workforce, and which wasn't for me, working in the factories and stuff. I had to go out and do my own thing. But I was having a lot of stress, and they put me on the antipsychotic medicine. And that ratcheted my life back for a couple of years. I mean, it was hard coming out of that. I ended up in the mental institution a couple of times.
Wow.
This was all medically done by doctors. Very bad stuff.
Yeah, none of the stuff they give you heals anything. They never cure anything. I've never gone to the hospital and had them cure a condition I had. I always had to go online, do some research, and find some sort of plant that can naturally heal me. So what does that say about modern medicine? It's a complete scam.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's sad, really.
It is.
But one of the things that helped me, like a lot of people today, and I think you mentioned one time about having some anxiety. Everybody does today because we live in such an unhealthy, sick society.
Yeah.
And there's the uncertainty. There's the dog eat dog in the workplace. And I got to tell you, one of the biggest breakdowns in communication. I like what you said about the small towns. And that's how that's the best way to find a woman if a person's going to get married is you get to know the woman, you get to know the family. But the tremendous breakdown I see is in the texting thing. People are addicted to those little screens.
Yep.
And that, they like, I've talked to a lot of people, the younger people, where they sit with their mate, and like one girl was saying to her boyfriend, they were going to have an argument. They wanted to text it out because that's how far we've lost in communication.
Oh, God.
It's really bad.
Oh, God.
And I consider that one of the addictions, just like food. The food's terrible. People are getting addicted to the food because of starch, the carbohydrates, the gluten.
All poison, by the way.
Yeah. The cigarettes, chewing tobacco, alcohol, drugs, and food, and then worry and fear about trying to keep up with the rest of society. And here was my key when I got straight back years ago, and this is part of the MGTOW in me that I had before I even heard the word MGTOW. Like, since I was a kid, I think I was a MGTOW. I used to go off on my own and just sort of think about these things, individual things. I never believed in Santa Claus, you know what I mean? It just never did.
Yeah.
And I think the working out thing, what I find, and I know, like, a lot of people like to diet, that's good, and they like to keep busy, and that's good. But some people need to burn off, and they really need to burn the stress out of them. And when I first got straight, I got into Taekwondo, which is a mixture of Shotokan, Kung Fu, and karate. And what it did is it helped me. I mean, self-defense is one of the fringe benefits of it, but it helped me with balance, timing, coordination, shifting my body weight, because I used to do a lot of house painting. It helped me with concentration, because you got to go through all these forms and learn all these forms, and you got to position your body in the right place. And after a while, it just comes natural to move. And that is one of the tremendous outlets.
Right.
And what I did is I bought this garage business, and I got away from that because of all the hours I worked. And then, by that time I was still taking the antidepressant medicine, and I had to, in order to get that out of my system, I had to go back into the working out big time, jogging, lifting weights, the diet, and as far as the antipsychotic medicine, there's a lot of people. I went into a recovery program, and I still am to this day. I follow up with it. Because addiction is only one part the using of the substance, like alcohol or drugs. That's just a symptom of it. The rest of it is how the mind works and what people are trying to block out and hide. They don't really know themselves. They don't understand the world they live in. So they use, and they get angry too easy. They get frustrated too easy. So they either want to drink or drug, and now the medical companies got them on this poison.
Right.
And in order for me to get all that out of my system, it was everything you guys have been talking about on the show: is exercise, diet, like a recovery program, connecting to some, the spiritual forces, trying to find and get in touch with who you are and why you're here. And I think a lot of people just live like they're on Novocaine trips. They're numb. They don't have any reason to exist except to attain material things, and it becomes an ego thing where you're competing with everybody around you.
Oh, and you know what really fascinates me the most is most of these people competing, screwing each other over for money, like at companies. Most of them are out of shape, and they eat poisonous food. Like if you look at the dude who's the head of the business or whatever, it's usually like some fat white dude who's balding and is like one cheeseburger away from a stroke. And he feels super confident because he has all this money and resources, but he's too dumb to see that he's about to die and lose it all. That's how lost people are. They get so caught up in the wealth and the power, they don't even realize that their health is going to shit. And then it's like the ultimate karma. It just takes them out at like age 50. And then boom, the cycle just starts over. People are they're so oblivious to how unhealthy they are. They think they're going to live forever.
I know it. I got a word for that. I call it a misconception of values. What they do is like they could see a guy probably dressed in some regular clothes. Maybe he's working and he's in really good shape. They could look down their nose on him. Yet this guy's got a big tie on and he's a slob, and he's got all kinds of money, and his value is in the superficial material, where the health thing and getting in touch with yourself and healing yourself up or helping other people heal up is basically the most valuable thing you can do.
Right.
It's like karma. Like whatever you put out, you get back.
Right. Absolutely.
But I look at the state that people are in today, as far as I think a lot of people are just absolutely lost, and I think they get sucked into the society because everything. If you watch, I don't watch TV. I got rid of my cable thing a long time ago. I'm on the internet and I'm into stuff like this all the time. Stuff that I consider real.
Same here.
But if you look at the TV and if you look at the advertisements and if you look at the entertainment system, everything that they're pushing is material. They're pushing shit food on TV, like all these fast food restaurants.
Yep.
And they're pushing, the new car and image. And I think a lot of people are hooked up into idolatry, where they are idolizing a certain image that's been calculated by and put out there by the marketers.
Oh yeah, they have
image.
They have the human psychology down to a T. The reason McDonald's uses red and yellow in their banner or whatever is because it's been scientifically proven that the colors red and yellow will get you hungry when mixed together.
Amazing.
They've got it down to a T. They know every last inch of what they're doing.
And a lot of them have studied the art of subliminal messages.
Absolutely.
So they know how to put subliminal things in there to get people's attention without even realizing it.
Yeah, why do you think they put the hot girl next to the sports car? You're thinking, you know,
Exactly,
if I get the...
Exactly.
I'll tell you firsthand, if you never want to get laid again, the best way to do it is by getting a sports car, because every girl you meet is going to want you to pay so much money because she thinks you're rich before she sleeps with you. So it's all bad advice that's been made to look like good advice to get you to fall for it, you know?
Exactly. And here's another one about the sports car and the hot girl.
Yeah.
You get the sports car and the hot girl, she's going to end up bopping somebody else. She's going to end up with a sports car.
Oh, that's right.
I mean?
Yeah. She'll get it in the divorce. Yeah, there you go.
It'll be her car.
They don't tell you that in the commercial,
You're still
though.
going to be paying for it.
They don't tell you that in the commercial.
Yeah, they don't tell you about that. She's going to end up with the car.
Oh, God.
And she's going to be driving her all the new boyfriend, and you're going to be paying for it.
Exactly.
Because I've known friends, I've known people that's happened to. I'm not making this up. I mean, I know people this has happened to.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really insane how everything has been turned upside down.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
Everything's been turned upside down. The value system and you know, people are bred from the time they grow up to be materialistic. You know, it started when I was growing up to have the right sneaker, and you know, if you didn't have this kind, or you know, this is what's happened today, and it's just increases and increases. And I find myself personally that when you come into your own and you don't care about other people's opinions, and you got your own thing, people are fascinated by that. People are fascinated. We can look at the John Wayne image in this country. You know, everyone admires John Wayne. John Wayne was a MGTOW in the movies. I never knew the guy in real life, you know what I mean? But in the movies, he was a MGTOW. He was a guy that did his own thing and went his own way. That's why he was so adored by a lot of people. People don't respect people that are just following along and trying to be like everybody else.
No.
And most people are bred to have an individual purpose. And to find that, I think it's from the divine, it's from inner searching, it's from diet, from exercise. And I think you can lose it so easy by filling your system with bad thoughts and garbage.
Very true. Very true.
I think it was Marx and Engels. But, they were the ones that wrote a lot of the Communist Manifesto over in Russia. And
interesting.
Karl Marx's real name was Moses Mordecai Levy. Anyone listening can look that up. And these people, I talked about the Hegelian dialectic, where they pin two people together against each other. There's theses, antitheses, and synthesis. Something to that effect, where you create a divide, you create a conflict, and then the synthesis is when you benefit from it.
Oh, yeah.
And what they did is, over in Russia, they created class warfare. And they did it with greed and getting people envy of each other. Now, to do this, you have to have a tremendous understanding of psychology. And a lot of these vagabonds, like Freud, you know, invented a lot of stuff in psychoanalysis, but a lot of his stuff was really twisted. And his nephew, Edward Bernays, was also a communist. And these people were ruling, and they actually tore down Russia.
Right.
Because they got this is where all these revolutions started. It was just like today, you know, the stuff going on in this country, and we've talked about it before, where people are pinning people against each other. A lot of this stuff that we're having, these problems today, whether they're racial or financial or social, or you know, like all these different movements, they're being organized by people that understand psychology. They're being organized by very brilliant people behind the scenes that are pushing people against each other. And it's really right out of Marx's playbook, the Hegelian dialectic.
Interesting.
I think that's another thing where red pill people need to wake up and see what's going on, see how they're being played.
Definitely. They definitely do this on every level. I mean, they give you a McDonald's on every street corner. They give you the poison, and then they sell you the solution at the same time. Everything has been elaborately set up to just milk the shit out of you.
Yeah.
The thing that another thing that always fascinated me, speaking about how you said in Russia how they turn people against each other. You have the Democrats and the Republicans in this country, right? They both hate each other. They both believe the other is dead wrong, but yet they're all paying the same 40% income
Yeah.
tax at the end of the year. You're all getting taxed equally. You're all getting pimped equally, and yet you believe, oh, this group is better than the other. The people who run the government, you really don't think that Barack Obama and Donald Trump aren't friends behind the scenes. You don't think
exactly.
You don't think that John McCain and Hillary Clinton are having dinner together talking about how when our group gets in power, we're going to take care of you and give you money from. They're all in bed with each other. And
Exactly.
the only idiots are the voters. The only idiots are anyone who's dumb enough to fall for that. You really think the people that own this country are going to determine the leadership of where it goes based on the vote of the idiots that they are manipulating? You're dumb enough to fall for all their propaganda and get pimped by this country, and you think they're gonna rally up your votes and determine the next president? That shit was determined years before the election started.
Exactly. And the blue pill people don't understand there's a matrix of power, a hidden shadow government, and that might be a good one to do a video on sometime.
Oh, yeah.
It's behind all of this. And they're behind the unhealthy food and the corporations. They're behind all the cockamamie stuff that's coming out of the medical field today that's destroying people. They're behind, all the finances and the bank scandals. They're behind all these wars, financing, putting these different countries together against each other.
Mhm.
And, just like, remember when Katrina happened, there was George Bush and Bill Clinton. And they were just like buddies going out and going around doing, this, sort of promotions to get this going and that going. They were just both further in their political careers.
Right.
Being in the limelight. And they were just like, both of them were just like John Kerry and George Bush when they run against each other. They were both members of the Bilderberg Group, or Skull and Bones. That was it, Skull and Bones. They were both members of secret society.
Of course. And
these people have been groomed for years to be in this political system. These people, when Hillary Clinton, when she impeached when Richard Nixon was impeached, you could research this. She was one of the lawyers way back. This is back in the 70s, that wrote the articles of impeachment. These people have been on the forefront playing their little political game, and then behind the scenes, they go out to dinner.
Of course.
They break bread with each other, and the people sitting back are the ones that the same people over and over, stay in power for long periods of time. And I look at America. There's no real democracy. It was meant to be a republic, and that's been totally destroyed. America, I look at the people, and I look at us as a conquered people here, really.
Yeah.
As far as our freedom of speech, our rights, the right to good medical health care, we don't have it because all the holistic doctors and the naturalists have just been pushed out of the picture.
Get killed. They get killed. They've all been killed. Even the guy I look up to.
You mentioned that one time. That's actually that's. And I think for people to believe this, it's like I tell people, when you hear something, research it. The information's out there. But I think people are so blinded today. Mark Twain said this: a lie will go around the world 3 times before the truth can get its shoes on. He said it's easier to tell people a lie than the truth.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
To some extent, that's very, very true today.
And the lies are more believable than the truth.
Why, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Why, I don't know, but they seem to be.
I don't know either.
I think lies console people's feelings. I think a lot of people are afraid, and I think they'd rather believe a lie because it sounds better.
I guess so.
To actually believe that the government is our enemy, to actually believe that our medical system is poison, that our food system is poison, that we're being fed poison and lies every day. To believe that would cause some people tremendous disruption. So in order to have sort of faith in humanity, it's easier just to drink the Kool-Aid and buy the lies.
It's true. I remember when I found out there was fluoride in the water, I was mind blown. I'm like, there's no way they're actually trying to weaken me with fluoride in the drinking water. And then I really did some more research. I'm like, holy shit. And they pretend that it's for some health benefit that's for your interest. But if you actually test it, there is nothing good about drinking fluoride. There's nothing good about that. It's poison. And it's in everyone's tap water, and yet no one cares. I'm like, wow. So I got fluoride filters. I detoxed from it, but I'm like, people are drinking fluoride every day. That's weakening their bones, fucking them up, making them more likely to develop cancer, and they don't even care. They think, oh, my government's just taking care of me. In other countries, they would never do this. Like it's banned to put fluoride in the water, but in America, they welcome it with open arms.
Right, exactly. And if you look at these small towns, I know a small town in Maine. They used to have this lady. This lady left some money to the town, and there was this spring that ran all the time. It was spring water, and some of the store owners, when they started coming out with bottled water, went and they had the water tested, and guess what? It was not good. It was that water we had drank for years when we used to go to our summer home on the coast. The family would get the water bottles, and that's where we'd get our water. And
Wow.
it was unbelievable good water. And that spring was shut down, and the bottled water company is a corporation. And there's a spring up here in the woods that I try to get as much water as I can out of it, but you're going to see a lot of these places being shut down. They don't want you to have good water. They want you to drink their poison.
Right. Yeah.
And so basically, the unhealthy lifestyle, the psychological manipulations through the news media and the entertainment world and the medical world and the financial world, there's just all the lies are being forced upon us. And I think if everybody was a red pill person and everybody worked out and everyone just stopped buying all the the rotten food, they wouldn't have any choice to change. There was a farmers. You ever hear of farmers market?
Yeah, I've been to many different ones. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different kinds of farmers markets. I know what one is.
There's a lot of people that have organic farms here in Maine, and they got what they call farmers markets.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I was over in Europe, I used to drink a lot of the real milk. I mean, it's got the good bacteria in it, and it hasn't been stepped on. It's almost tastes kind of bitter, but it's really, really, really good, and it's good for you. Well, they were selling that milk. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's unpasteurized or what it is, but it's the real deal with all the, it hasn't been stepped on and engineered. They were selling it in one of the farmers markets here in Maine, and the government people tried to come in and say, well, they're the ones, the Food and Drug Administration, that's doing all the tests, and they said it was unsafe. So anything that's healthy, they're going to try to take it off the market.
Right.
And there's a little ice cream shop in town here, and it opened up this spring, and I've been in there several times trying to get. Do you have sugar-free ice cream? Well, we tried it once, but that's it, and they didn't refill it. Now, diabetes is an epidemic in this country.
Oh yeah.
Type 2, type 1, hyperglycemia, hyperglycemia, and hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. I've got hyperglycemia when my body puts out too much insulin, so I don't eat sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And you think with the weight problems, I mean, there's people in these small towns in Maine that you got to butter their hips up to get them through the door. And you think that they would have sugar-free ice cream because there's so much carbs in the sugar. Sugar's not even natural.
No.
The sugar cane was natural. The cane juice. But what they did was they made it like cocaine. They broke it down and they made it into a fine powder,
refined
granule. And what happens is the pancreas cannot handle it. It's too strong.
Oh yeah.
For some people they can, but now they got it in everything. So this is why we're seeing such an outbreak of diabetes. They didn't have that 100 years ago.
Right. And they tell you diabetes is incurable. They tell you once you have diabetes, you have it for life. That is false. The doctor who I listened to, Dr. Sabi, he had diabetes for like 20 years. All he had to do was fast for 90 days, eat nothing, and he flushed everything out of his system. I believe he said diabetes is just mucus building up in the pancreas. He said any disease you have is mucus building up in a different body part. If you have, pneumonia, it's mucus in the lungs. If you have bronchitis, it's mucus in the bronchial tubes. He said if you fast it out, your body will flush out all of it. He cured himself of diabetes and impotency in 90 days. But they tell you once you have diabetes, you have it for life. So you better take our prescription drugs forever just to mask the symptoms. That doesn't make sense.
Expensive.
Oh yeah, and it makes you even more sick and more prone to other diseases.
Exactly.
So it's a never-ending clusterfuck, you know?
Yeah, it ruins your teeth. It affects your kidneys.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. Well, what happens too with the diabetes is if people want to fast, like you mentioned, that will go away. But a lot of them don't have the discipline to do that. That's where I say the exercise is so important. I know a lot of people can't do it because, especially if they're really overweight. But what you do is when you exercise and you put out like endorphins, dopamine, it's just, your body has a natural drugstore. Like I used to jog for miles, and I mostly, if I want to do the hardcore aerobic, I ride a bicycle now.
Mm.
But if you do if you do a lot of jogging or bike riding, you actually get high because your body puts out this dopamine, this natural stuff. And I know some people that have gone through what they call a gastric bypass. They're so big that they have to have the stomach tied. What happens is when you do that, you have to really get yourself prepared for it. You have to really cut down on your eating. They want you to take a year and really cut down on your eating. And the people that stick by it, which is not the healthy way to do it, I believe discipline's the best way. But the people that do that, a lot of them have diabetes, sleep apnea. Is it apnea or I don't know how to say it.
I think it's apnea, yeah.
A lot of people that are overweight have that. And what happens is they get rid of that. They don't need their sleep. Apnea, I don't know how to say it.
Mm.
They don't have their sleep machine no more. And they stop taking their diabetes medicine. A lot of them get off blood pressure medicine because that's what creates blood pressure is all the weight.
Oh yeah.
And so a person could literally have a handful of pills and medicine that they're taking, and once the weight comes off, and especially if they have the gastric bypass, they're not diabetic anymore.
Of course.
But I believe that's not a natural way. That's a medical way. It's a lazy man's way. If they can do enough, preparation to get prepared for it, then they could just keep going by themselves. That's my theory on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's funny. They say on like the internet, if you go on Google right now, they say there's no cure for arthritis, right? Once you have arthritis, you have arthritis. Is that correct?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. I had arthritis because I was eating a lot of meat, right? So I was getting arthritis. I'm only 22. I started getting arthritis in my wrists at 19. So I just stopped eating meat and I started drinking wheatgrass juice and my arthritis went away. I haven't had arthritis since, but you'll never see that on Google.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I used to do a lot of heavy house painting, and I started getting tendonitis in my hand. The doctor told me I was starting to eat ibuprofen, which rots your stomach out, and the doctor told me there's nothing they could do, but Motrin might be better than the ibuprofen. I went online, and I found out that massage could help that. So there's a girl that does massage, and what there is she finds the tendon, and she takes her thumb, and she presses on that tendon all the way up, and it's a little bit painful, but it's worth it. And she can feel the knots in it, and you can actually hear those knots coming out. Now I go every 2 weeks for 15 minutes. She charges $1 a minute, so it's $15. And now the swelling's down in my hands. I could work all day with it. You know what I mean? I could cut wood. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't bother me no more. The doctors never told me that. Acupuncture. I've got a friend of mine who's had a bad back for years. He has to sleep in a chair. He started getting acupuncture, and it's a little bit pricey, but within a couple of weeks, his pain level went down from an 8 to a 3. He said, if it was like this the rest of my life, I could live like this.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, everything they do in modern medicine, it's just the money is in the treatment, not in the cure. So all the cures are
Yeah.
out there for your sicknesses, but there's more money treating you forever than healing you one time.
I love what you just said. That is so true.
Yeah.
I dated this girl one time. She was an LCSW, licensed clinical social worker,
Mm-hmm.
and she went to school in Berkeley, and I think that was in New York. No, it was Stony Brook. Stony Brook. That's where it was, New York. And she went for social work. She's MSW, Masters in Social Work, and she was, very well left, far to the left, and eventually, I mean, we didn't see the world from the same position at all. But this is what happens today when there's tragedies and stuff. Instead of the parents helping children to understand stuff, you got school counselors, and you got these people that come in, and they're, some of the stuff they're telling kids. Like, she used to have these dream catchers,
Mm-hmm.
in her office. And I said, "What are those for?" She said, "Well, they're dream catchers. If kids are having nightmares, you hang them in the room." Now, that's pagan and a superstition.
Yeah.
It's not real. That's blue pill shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, I told her about therapy. I said, therapy is just a place where people can go to talk. You know what I mean? I said, it's just, there's nothing state of the art because it's changing all the time. It's just, you get all these different diseases that are created, like repressed memory syndrome and the whole bipolar thing. I believe that's a hoax too. I don't believe there's millions of people that have to really be on medicine.
No.
And, there's people that take that stuff and then they go to their therapist and I said, "You're just getting people dependent on therapy." And she just rubs her hands and
Yep.
smiles like, "Yeah, like that,"
Yep.
And I said, that is so crooked. But this is what the psychological system does.
Right.
Is it's not only the physical dependencies with the drugs and everything, but a lot of people are so lost as far as their spiritual roots and everything that they're going to these secular world people that are just feeding them a bunch of fluff, feel good stuff. And when you get out on the road, that stuff, the rubber meets the road, that shit doesn't work. It doesn't close the deal. It's just a bunch of feel good bullshit.
It's true.
So what happens is people are being told lies and they're believing lies. The old saying that the truth will set you free. A lie will enslave you. And this is why a lot of people are enslaved today, because we're being fed lies. From the like there used to be a show called Leave It to Beaver, and it used to be about this kid Wally, and his father was a doctor, and he was adopted, and they come from this real nice family, and if you look at the real world, I mean, it's just not like that.
No.
There's tensions in the house. There's the real world is the real world. There's probably some families that are healthier than others, but it depends on how materialistic the family is. If it's all based on greed and envy, it's going to be like the rest of the world.
Right.
And that's what I find in most families today: the rivalry, the jealousy, the indifference, the lack of communication with all the texting and shit. I mean, the society is really turned to shit.
Yeah. It is. It definitely is.
I think some people don't want to believe it. They want to think that, and some people just can see it, and I think if it helps me to be able to understand. I understand. With me, what helps me is to understand what's behind it all. What's behind the political system? What's behind the social structure that drives the family, the corporations, the medical thing? If you understand the driving force behind it, I think that sort of makes everything okay. There's an old saying: it's better to understand than be understood.
Interesting. I never heard that.
Yeah, because the world doesn't. I look at the world doesn't even know I exist. Most of this world will never have any clue of who I am.
Right.
Billions of people are going through the world, But if you understand and comprehend, that's one of the greatest things that can happen to a person, because at least if if you comprehend, you know which direction you're going in. You become, I guess, shrewd, or maybe street smart. You understand how what to stay away from, and I think that's the greatest thing about a real MGTOW is they have to understand these red pill things. I mean, you can't just, I don't think, choose to be one and that's it. You have to. There's a sense of work that has to go in to understanding, what's real and what's not.
Right. That's true.
Anyway, you probably want to take another caller. I didn't want to take up a lot of time.
Oh, that's all right, man.
Yeah, I really enjoy your stuff, and I really love getting a chance to chat with you again.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate the call, and I look forward to the next one.
Absolutely.
Talk to you soon.
Hang in there, bro. Bye-bye.
Appreciate that, Ronald. Every time I get a call from a no-caller ID, I feel like it's a prank call, so let's see what happens. Oh, I guess not. Maybe, though. Who knows? Caller, you're on the air. What's going on, man?
One reason why I like you over other MGTOW is because you're not afraid to, but you're like one of the few MGTOW that so sleeps with women and kind of like proves to these little blue pill cucks that, MGTOW aren't incels.
Right.
Huh?
No, I said right. Yeah, we're not all incels.
Okay. Yeah. But that should be pissing me off like a boss. Anyways, one thing got me thinking, right?
Yep.
Do you remember who Elliot Rodger was?
Oh, yeah. The legend, the man,
right?
The myth. Yeah. Oh, shit.
One thing got me thinking, like, how come that nigga couldn't get any pussy?
Oh, dude, he was beautiful, too. He was a god among men.
I ain't gay, but, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you weren't ugly.
I know exactly why, because up until I was like 15.
Like, weird?
Yeah, he was socially awkward. I know. Yeah, I know what it is. He doesn't. He was living in a twisted false reality because of his upbringing. So he didn't know how to understand. See, he thought he was like, I'm the perfect gentleman. He was raised in a very decent family, from what it sounds like.
You know what, bro?
What?
That nigga listening to, I mean, I would make niggas that I know, he would listen to you, my nigga.
Oh, I could have got him laid, man. Oh, dude, he would have been getting more than me or you could, because he could have played that whole my dad, bro. Because he could have played that whole my dad as a movie producer card and gotten hella fucking women. But he didn't know how to use it. He didn't know how to use it.
Bro, look at the cheekbones, bro. All you need is fucking some good pictures on your Tinder profile. You be getting hoes, my nigga.
No, I'm saying with his status, dude, girls would be trying to jump on him to try to get famous, because he's pretty much famous. He just didn't know how to fucking use it. His dad was some big Hollywood movie producer, so he could have played that card. He just didn't know how to. He kept saying, I'm the supreme gentleman. His parents raised him to be a gentleman, and that's why he was so frustrated, because he didn't know how to adapt to the reality.
See, all he needed was, Mr. Itachi.
Yep.
Itachi Uchiha, you know what I mean? Just listen to your channel.
Right.
And he would have been good.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he was like ugly. And honestly, like nowadays, my nigga, especially since like all this online shit, all you need is just a good looking face. That's it. That's it, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need much. You be an ugly ass nigga.
Pretty much.
So, wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, are you still like banning people who are not like, who were like trolling or something?
Yeah, you didn't see me ban like 2 or 3 people since I started the stream?
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Hey.
I've been banning them.
I want to introduce something called the green pill, right?
Okay.
What I mean by the green pill is like the pill that you take to where, like, you think it's like you can't take the red pill. It's like the opposite of the red pill. Let me explain. It's kind of funny because green's the opposite on the color spectrum as red. But it's like I categorize it as spiritualism because when you're spiritualism has nothing to do with reality. You know, like these people who believe in like spirits, these niggas who believe in like especially that new age shit, but
Yeah.
you know about that new age religion type shit?
There's so
Shit
many
like
of them.
that. Green pill.
Interesting. Interesting.
Well, that's just the term that I made up like just now. I'm like even the last caller, right? He was talking about like how people believe in like dumb shit. Like they believe in like they don't want to believe that they put fucking fluoride in the water, but they want to go believe that, like you could astral project or you could talk to freaking spirits
Yeah.
through, your body or some type shit, bro.
Yeah, they don't have their
You know what I'm
priorities
trying to say?
straight. Oh yeah, I know. Definitely.
Like, those niggas are the worst. And the worst part is that they vote.
That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy.
So, anyways, before I, get off, give me some fucking Tinder advice, my nigga.
Tinder advice?
Like, okay, this is what I did, right?
What are you trying to get on Tinder?
I put a picture of this one dude, right? He's like a famous dude that nobody knows. Basically, famous people are only other famous people know. So, you and other dudes, unless you're like super into like, that certain hobby, you're not gonna know who he is. And I know bitches don't know who he is because bitches are stupid.
Yeah.
Right? So, he's probably just as attractive as me. Alright? I ain't gay or nothing, but I can put 2 and 2 together. Like, I make sure that we're like the same race and all and this and that, right? So this whole Tinder experiment to go and see, test the waters before I embarrass myself, right?
Yeah.
Hella bitches, bro. And I did what you said. I keep, like, to every bitch, I keep saying, do you want to hook up?
Right.
That shit worked, bro.
Oh
He
yeah.
wasn't fucking around. Like, 1 out of 10 bitches fucking hit me back up, bro. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Because those bitches, the bitches who didn't, the bitches who didn't, the bitches who ignored me or unmatched me or whatever, they wasn't gonna fuck you anyway.
Yep.
So why waste your time?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So lay down that wisdom, my nigga.
Will do, man. Will do. Appreciate it. All right. Are you familiar with the brand pill, sir? The brand pill is the ultimate Indian Punjabi pickup community. A real men are brown pill. She's calling for my dick like she calls up tech support. What's up, Savai Toller? I see you, man. Gotta put you in timeout for no reason, though.